My name is Angie Morenga. You're watching Just Angie. It's my favorite things. I don't know, I always have to do a dance with that whole story of my favorite, but it just brings out an excitement in me. Today I have a guest who I love and honor very, very much. We've been on a long, I've known him forever. It seems like forever. When we even look at, I think Alki is the one who tells us how long we have known each other. But I'll let him introduce himself and then we're going to have a conversation. Karibu sana Mwarv.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Pastor Angie. As you said, my name is Mwarv, but the government knows me as Mwangi Kirubi. I use photography and video to tell stories about Africa, stories that inspire, stories that celebrate who we are as a people.
Wow. Yeah. And I love it because you're such a great photographer.
Thank you.
You're really amazing at photography. But I think also that you've morphed. So maybe take us on a journey, because my favorite things is I love to see the creativity, but then to see you living off your creativity, like it puts food on the table.
Yes.
Pursuing your passion is just something that everybody's trying to do all over the world. You can't just say in Kenya.
That's
all
true.
over the world, people just wish they could love what they do, and you can see and tell that you love what you do. So maybe just take us on that journey. Where did it start? How did it start? Why did it start?
I think I've been an artist. I've been involved in art since I was young, since I was in primary school.
Okay.
So if it's coloring, drawing, crayons, pencils, watercolors, that was my thing.
So when you picked it up, you knew there was something about it.
There was something in it, and for me, I enjoyed it.
Okay.
And then I excelled in it.
Okay.
So even in school, I used to draw caricatures of the entire class, just for the heck of it. Then I hoped to go into a high school whereby I could pursue it, but I did not go to a school which had art.
Mwarv, you're going to make me collapse right now here on set. Wait, you don't mean these things that happen. What do you mean? Yeah. Why?
So the school that I went to, I actually went to two schools. The first high school I went to was a seminary. But I was in a seminary. I was on my way to become Father Mwangi.
No, me now. Me, I'm already. Just like
you're talking about
I've known this man forever. I've known him forever. I do not know these stories. Yeah. Why were you going to a seminary?
So I was born, bred and breastfed Catholic.
Yes.
And even for a certain time, for a couple of weeks or several months, our dining table was the altar of the Donholm Catholic Church when it was being formed. Because I grew up in Donholm.
Hey.
So when Donholm started, it did not have a priest. It did not have a parish. So my parents, because they are very dedicated in the service of God, said we'll give anything we can to make sure that this parish actually starts.
Amen.
So one of the things that was given was actually our dining table. So because we did not have a priest on Sundays, we used to have mass on Saturday evenings. And we'd carry the dining table from home for about 800 meters to the location of the church where it was not going to start. Wow. And we'd have the mass, people would be standing, the priest would be using our dining table and our dining chair. And that, later on in life, I found that actually made me have this heart for service.
Yes, you're very
good at service. So I started now even
service.
Serving in church because my parents actually did it.
Yeah, but you can see the dedication also of parents who love God. Yeah. That's part of why you're so successful.
Exactly.
We cannot, this is them. This is the seed that they sowed into you becoming who you are. Yes. Wow, amazing. Yes. Thank you, Mom and Dad.
Yes. So I went to seminary. I was in the seminary for a term and a half. Then I went to school.
You're not going to tell us that story like a man. Hold up, because this story.
You want the chick version?
I want the chick version of that story. I want the story that you can drink chai too. That's the one I want. Because your parents wanted you then to go to seminary, or did you want to go as well? You wanted to go.
You know, growing up as serving as an altar boy, one of the first altar boys at the church.
Yes.
You're like, now what's the next thing? You know, like
it's to be the priest.
It's to become the priest. You know, from here, there's only much you can do as an altar boy.
Yes.
And because also this thing of serving God, I've seen it being my parents doing it. It was
demonstrated to you.
So I'm like, the ultimate way of serving God
is to be the priest
at the altar.
So you went for the 1.5 terms.
So I went for the 1.5 terms. But by the end of term 1, I was like, maybe this is not for me. Yeah. Maybe I can serve God in other ways. I do not know how.
Very good.
But this is not for me.
Okay, so that's good. A moment came. So you went to another school.
So I went to another school. I went to Kagumo High School in Nyeri.
Wow.
which is where I finished my Form 4.
Okay.
But still, they did not have art.
They didn't have art
They didn't
also.
have art.
And nobody was considering you and your art. Anyway,
No.
the story turns
no.
out well in the end.
No.
Let me just be spoiler alert.
No, so once I left high school, I now joined the Buruburu Institute of Fine Arts,
Ooh,
whereby
I've heard
now
about
art
it.
is a thing that was now
Driving
day in,
you.
day out.
And
you're
your
just
parents
doing
are
art.
quite forward-thinking, because in that age, everyone was going to be a
Yes.
doctor or a lawyer.
Yes.
Where were you getting away with going to the Buruburu School of Fine
Yes.
Arts?
Yes,
Wow.
it is so true. And something else I also appreciate my parents for,
Eh.
I had an opportunity to go to the US
Oh,
to pursue my studies in art,
really?
in design now, because I was studying graphic design. But when I felt again, this US thing is not for me, because my
Really?
sister had gone, my sister who is 2 years
Wow.
older than me, she went. My bro who is 2 years behind me, he also went. But me, I'm just mark timing here in Nairobi doing design in college. I just told my parents, I'm like, I'm not feeling this US thing. I'd done my TOEFL. I don't know if guys still do
Yeah,
TOEFLs.
TOEFL and SAT.
Yeah, I
There
done
was
my
TOEFL
TOEFLs
and SAT or something. Eh.
yeah, so I done it. I'd passed. I was ready to go. I'd found the colleges to go to, but I was interning at an agency called Ogilvy and Mather.
Really?
O&M.
O&M.
Yes.
Wow.
So I was interning there, and I was like, I'm already interning at a place where
Yeah,
I'd like to
to
work,
work.
eventually.
Yeah.
Why am I leaving this to go
And
to the
pursue
US
something
and then
else.
I'll come back to look
Okay.
for this same job?
Okay.
So that story of going to the US
Wow.
was cut short.
cut short. And they listened.
And they listened.
Okay.
And they listened. So worked at O&M for 4 years. Then from there, I moved to KISS, Radio Africa
That's
Group.
shocking. Really?
KISS FM.
What were you doing still? Creative?
Creative. Now at KISS FM, I was doing copywriting, which is now coming up with adverts, scripts and producing adverts. Scripts for adverts and producing the adverts. And then, so I did that for 3 years and a bit. So while at KISS is when now my passion for photography started.
Okay.
But by this time, the internet had become now more accessible to more people. And there was this website called photo.net,
Wow.
which this was before Instagram, Facebook, all these
the
nice
stuff that we know.
Yeah,
There was photo.net.
there was photo.net, which was actually a forum for photographers to be able to,
post their photos?
To post their photos. I did not have a camera. So I used to just go in on Fridays and just check what other photographers are posting.
Oh.
And then I found the name of one guy who looked very Kenyan, Mark Kathurima. I was like, this guy sounds
That
like
sounds
a
like
baite somewhere, who's playing in this league.
Eh.
I was like, man, if a Kenyan can actually hack this with the Paul Smiths and Michael Warners and all those,
Now
all
those
these
we don't know
other
them, you
foreign
run
names,
them. Eh.
I'm like, I think even I
I
can
can
hack
do it.
this.
Oh, well
So what
done.
did I do?
So inspiration.
I'd already gotten my first semi-professional camera. We used to use film back in the days.
Yes, Kodak. the
Yes,
film.
Kodak.
I remember going to
film,
print
36
them. I remember,
exposure.
yeah. I knew I had pockets of them.
Yeah. So then I decided to now move up and get a digital camera.
Wow.
So I submitted my resignation from KISS.
Wait.
Yes.
Okay, you're resigning.
I'm resigning to pursue this thing, that photography thing. That,
So it hasn't
that I
even
love.
started.
It hasn't even started.
But in your spirit,
But
but I think
and
you
I'm
have
feeling-
a thing, because the seminar you said this is not for me.
Yeah.
USA, so God I think is building up a way that he talks to
Yes.
you, a system that he
Yes.
talks to. So now you know.
Yes.
So you have a digital camera, but
No,
you're quitting.
I did not have it. So I
So what do you take pictures with?
I took my savings, everything that I'd saved,
Once,
I'd saved
wow.
in my 3 years of employment, and put it into a digital camera. And I bought my first digital camera. I got it, I think, in January 2006.
Wow.
It was a professional digital camera. 8 megapixels. 8 megapixels was huge back in the day. Not nowadays. Any
phone
Kabambe is shooting
has
at
some
12
megapixels,
megapixels. We're shooting at 8 meg, and it was huge. I was shooting billboards with it.
What?
Yeah.
So you went and got work for billboards.
Yes, so I quit. At the same time, a friend of mine who was a neighbor, who's also working at an agency, quit. So it was like, okay, I need a photographer for these gigs that I'm doing. I'm like, I'm here, I have a camera. So
Let's go.
we just did a lot of collaborations. And his name is George Aoko. He's now running a successful farm. And we always communicate, and we just reminisce those days,
Those
how,
days
how
and how
it
you
was.
started.
Yeah.
So also,
how it
I
started.
think it's also, from what I'm hearing, it's being in the right place at the right time with the right people.
Yes.
That opportunity, and then this inherent gifting in you.
Yes.
It just met an
Yes.
opportunity which we're now able to execute. Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Yes. So from 2006, that's what I've been doing. I think at some point I started another agency with a friend of mine called Fadi Rostom, called Arc Creative.
Oh, I remember Arc Creative.
Yes. And I
Oh, I
remember,
remember.
and I think it was in 2007, March, when I had coffee with you at Dormans on Mamangina Street
Hey.
with Shege, Thiongo, and I can't remember who else, and then you introduced me to Mizizi.
Me now, wow.
Yes.
You know, I can even
Yes.
deny such a story. But do you know, Mamangina Street,
Dormans.
coffee shop, and 2007 is when I'd quit my job in 2006 to go into ministry. So 2007 was my first music.
Yes.
You mean you're, what?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And then I signed up now for Mizizi later that year, Mizizi 3 of
Hiya.
2007.
It was the third Mizizi.
Started Mizizi
Wow.
of 2007 is
Wow.
what I did. Thank you. In fact, I was
Thank
telling
you.
my
So
wife
welcome.
this yesterday that Pastor Angie is one who introduced me to
I'm so
Mizizi.
grateful.
So thank you.
I don't remember. Thank you.
I have
Ma'am.
never had an experience as
Like that one,
transformative
as Mizizi.
Mizizi.
I'm here because of Mizizi as well.
Because now what it did for me, because I was doing this photography thing, I'm like, but does it have any impact? Yeah, taking photos of billboards, taking photos of events, of parties, of rallying back in the day, but does it help anyone? Then for the retreat, Pastor Tony Mungai, who's in New Zealand right now, I asked him, he was our facilitator, I asked him, Pastor Tony, can I carry my camera and take photos at the retreat? Back in the day, being brought up as a Catholic, the whole celebration of communion with God was something that was holy. You don't go doing fun things like taking photos.
Yes.
So for me, I was like, I have to ask for permission to actually do this. And he said, yeah, sure. Come with your camera, come and take photos. And I went, I took photos at the retreat. I posted them on our website called Flickr. Back then it was Flickr, flickr.com. I think it still exists up to today.
Wow.
And then now we had Google Groups, and then the link was sent to everyone in the class. And somebody who saw those photos, and in the photos there was somebody in their workplace who'd actually signed up, who was actually doing Mizizi. Somebody saw those photos and was like, where is this? You guys are having fun? It's a Mizizi retreat. What is Mizizi? And because of that, they signed up for Mizizi. No posters, no having to go to church or anything, but because they saw photos of people having fun in a clean environment and celebrating their love for God, they signed up.
Wow.
So it's like photography has this power of actually changing perceptions.
And influence.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So from then on, that's when I was like, this photography thing, yeah, let me do it.
And those are many years, eh?
It's many years.
Those are many
It's many years. It's 15. My math fails me, but
brain,
it's been
a while. And how have you found? Have you, because everybody I know, you have to morph and evolve. So what's been your evolving story in this photography journey?
I think it's an ongoing one.
Okay. Yeah, it will never stop. I don't think
it's an ongoing one because there's a time when we're getting started in photography, what was available that could actually earn me money was weddings. Things like weddings.
Wow.
I remember when you asked me if I could shoot Althea's wedding, and I said,
now you've moved on. Yes. It was so hard to find. Because Mwarv, your pictures are amazing. You see, that's the evolving I'm thinking about. I was like, you're really good at this. And I remember there's a time you did weddings. You even did some Unstuck conferences for us and stuff like that. That's the evolving I'm talking about.
Yes.
So
weddings is what I was shooting a lot.
Yes. That's where you could make your money.
Yes, I could make my money. So you're shooting every other weekend, almost you're shooting a wedding. And at the same time, there's still sort of like the 8 to 5 where there's an agency that I've started, Arc Creative.
Oh, yes.
And we are doing work.
So you're doing agency work as well.
Monday to Friday, and then now started shooting a wedding. And then at some point, the zeal to shoot weddings just left. That mojo, that excitement just went.
Wow.
And I was like, why am I doing this thing and I'm not passionate about it?
Okay.
And then I had just gotten married. I got married in
I
2013.
remember the love of your life. It was so
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
I just remember waiting. I've never met her. You must bring her because I remember you waiting for her to come. She was coming from
Yeah,
somewhere.
from the US.
You still remember she was
Yes.
coming from
Yes.
somewhere. I remember. So
So
that
you-
was 2007.
2013.
13.
So we just got married, and I was like, if I'm working Monday to Friday, and then Saturday I'm shooting a wedding, and then maybe Sunday I'm
You're in church
serving
also.
in church.
So you guys will
What
never,
time do we have
as a couple.
as a couple? So I just stopped shooting weddings, I think around 2014 or thereabouts. And so I'm left wondering, okay, what else do I shoot? And that's when now I got into documentary photography.
Oh, so that's what you do
So
now.
that's the
shoot
main thing
documentary
that
photography.
I do. That's the
Wow.
main thing that
Amazing. So that's the
that I do.
evolution.
Yeah, that's our bread and butter. It's a privilege that has been able to put food on our table for the last 10 years, because we celebrated 10 years this year,
Amen.
10 years of marriage,
Well done, Mwarv.
with 3 children now,
Yes.
and with my wife being a full-time mom.
Oh,
So we decided that
amazing.
let me go out, look for the unga,
And you
you
now
make the
raise the
chapos,
family.
you make the chapos, and
raise the family.
and
That's
raise the
so
family.
beautiful, Mwangi.
So it's
Mwarv, I keep putting mine right.
it's okay, it's okay. Yeah. So that is something that I feel very privileged that I've been
It's
able
beautiful.
we've been able to do that.
that.
So the work has taken me to different parts. Something else that I love as much as photography is travel.
Oh,
I remember in 2010 we did a road trip from Nairobi to Cape Town
I remember.
for the World Cup.
For the World Cup, you drove with a
Yes,
group of guys.
yes,
From
with-
Mavuno. Was it from Mavuno?
Yes, from Mavuno. In fact, I remember it was a worship night on a Friday, and then now the following Saturday morning we left. We left, and it took us. It was at 26 days on the road, going and coming back.
What? And did you take photographs
Yes,
all
we
the
took
way?
photos and we shot even a video about it, which is on YouTube right now.
Oh, really?
And it's interesting because I get comments every other week of people who
Where
watch
is it on? Is it
It's
you
on
have
YouTube.
like
It's on
a?
my channel.
What's your channel called?
Mwarv on YouTube.
Mwarv.
Just search for Mwarv on YouTube.
MWARV, and we'll put the
link.
where they can find you. Also the handles and everywhere they can find you. Oh,
Yeah, so that I've been able to also now travel and take photos in different countries across Africa.
okay. Wow.
I think one of our most exciting projects was a project we did in Mali last year, Mali in West Africa, which is a French-speaking country. My French is terrible. And we're doing interviews in a language called Bamanakan, which is not the local language.
Wow.
But we were able to pull off a video documentary, which was used by USAID this year for World Malaria Day.
Like that.
Glory to God.
Glory to
Glory
God.
to God.
Amen.
Yeah, so it's nice, exciting, because you go meet people. The thing with Mali is that they had actually had 2 coups in 2 years, so the security situation was not good. There's a lot of limitations that we had to overcome, but I'm happy that we were able to pull off something that our client was very, very happy with.
I'm amazed.
Yeah. As an individual, I had to go by myself.
You went by yourself?
Yes.
Only you?
Yes, only me.
Oops. Okay.
Yeah,
But you're here now.
but I'm here now.
So documentary footage.
Documentary is what is the main thing that we do. Yeah.
And you know, the other day I saw a lovely picture of the safari rally that you posted. I was like, oh, I don't know. So I was even asking you, is that official? Was just that you? Let me go to the rally and just take pictures.
So the backstory of the rally is that when the rally was, my dad used to take us for the rally back in the days. And even before he could take us, it used to pass outside our house. We grew up in Donholm, so I used to use Outer Ring Road. When the flag offered KICC, I used to drive down Mombasa Road, Airport North Road, Outer Ring Road, Thika Road, and then go Central Kenya to continue their racing. So we always used to go and watch them. So I grew up with the rally. I'm a child of the rally. So when I had a camera, the thing that I shot to, I felt shooting, I was passionate about shooting also, was the rally. So I did shoot a lot of rally from about 2007. In fact, the very first image that I felt was speaking to me like I can actually be a photographer was a rally image.
Really?
Yeah, I will share it with you.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, this rally thing, it's something that I love and I'm passionate about. So let me shoot it. So just kept shooting. And again, there wasn't much social media then, so the images were just adding up, maybe most of them on my hard drive, and then a few, there was no WhatsApp, so you couldn't even share images with anyone. So there was Flickr also.
There's a people you're talking about there, they don't even know what you're talking about. It sounds like the dark ages. Like no WhatsApp. So what
like
was happening?
Stone Age.
That's Stone Age.
Or Bronze Age.
Hey, where were you guys?
Yeah, so the WRC, the World Rally Championship, dropped Kenya from the international circuit for several years, for 19 years actually. In 2020 is when they're supposed to make a comeback, but 2020 there was COVID.
Yes.
So 2021, they now actually coming back to Kenya for the first time in 19 years. And I was like, man, it would be so nice to see this rally happening at that international level one more time, after so many years of being away. So I put out my application to become an accredited photographer. Now, because of COVID restrictions, they had to limit how many people they actually accredit as photographers.
Okay.
But as favor would have it, I was one of the photographers who was accredited by the FIA, the World Rally Governing Body, to actually be one of the photographers. So I shot in 2021, 2022, and then now this year.
Wow.
And for me, I don't do it for a client. I don't do it because like I'm being paid to do it, but I do it because I'm passionate about it.
Yeah.
It gives me joy. It recharges me. And on top of that, it's a way of getting my name out there.
Yes.
Because there could be somebody who is a rally fan who works in a company that deals in health, and you'll be like, I saw some photos by a guy called Mwarv for the rally. Maybe for this health project we need, could he actually now come and take photos for us? Is he as good a rally photographer
as he would even to cover this health,
for now, this health project
that we want to do?
So for me, it's a way of marketing myself.
Does Art Creative still exist?
Art Creative still exists. Okay. It's still running strong.
Wow, good
still handling very many clients. It's not really out there because of most of the work that ARC does is not in the public domain.
Okay.
It helps companies realize their potential.
Okay.
So like one of the more visible works that we've done was for Java House.
Okay.
So when Java got some investments, some money pumped into them in 2012 or 2013 thereabouts, they came to us. They're like, we need help. We need to expand. How should we expand? We said you actually come at a very good time.
From a creative process, or as a creative agency.
So the brief was for creative.
Okay.
But to tell them what you actually need is strategy, not creative, because Java is already already known.
Yeah.
So what you need is you have to first of all know who are you.
Yeah.
What makes Java special? What makes people walk into Java and not any other restaurant? So we found out, we did some research and found what is the essence, what makes Java special.
Wow.
And then now once that sort of like seed was found,
crystallizes
now it's for them to now plant that everywhere we go.
That's amazing.
And one of the things we told them, we said, you don't say we're expanding, say we're coming closer to you.
Amazing.
So because Java, I think they had like 9 branches then, but now they grow.
So many, they're everywhere.
Over
and
60 branches.
They do actually come closer to us.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So it's a way of also now shaping how the messaging is done to be able to relate to the person who you're talking to.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm so excited. I'm so happy about your journey. I wonder whether there are any parting shots that you have. Maybe to inspire, because there are people out there who want to start this journey, this creative journey, creative process, and find their passions and their skills, and they probably don't know how. What would you tell them to do?
I'd say trust the process.
Okay.
It's a process.
It's a good one. It's a process.
There are people who do overnight, which is okay. That's possible also. But for me, it's been long. It's taken. I mean, when I was drawing caricatures in primary school, I don't think I knew that I'd be somewhere holding a camera, traveling the world, and just telling stories from different nations for different clients. I didn't think that was possible. It was also not a possibility back then.
Yeah.
Because when I actually started in O&M, in Ogilvy and Metha, the only professional photographers we had in Kenya were Caucasian.
Oh.
It was not
There were
possible
no black Africans
with this
color.
to be given a job and agency to go shoot.
No.
It was not happening. It wasn't going to happen.
And
But
those things could have discouraged you, but somehow
Yes,
you seem to be able to overcome that obstacle.
yes, yes. Because I remember, man, like you're going for a shoot and it's the Caucasian guys. You can't even get close to the camera because you know, like you might spoil it or something. But nowadays, I'm just happy seeing guys shooting in town
Amen.
on weekends, you know. But even those guys, just trust the process. Like you do not know
Where
what that photo you take today, where it will
it's
actually
going to
take you.
land, yes.
I was able to take photos of the president and his deputy in 2017, and that was in Uhuru and Ruto, and it was quite interesting because the photographer was supposed to shoot had left the country. So my friend who works in State House calls me, say, Mwarv, where are you? I said, I'm in Nairobi. Can you come to State House now? I've seen the president's calendar. He has a photography at 3 o'clock and the photographer has left. So we went. And then getting there, I'm like, this job is a bit too big for me. So I called my fellow photographer called Alan Geshigi. I said, Alan, let's go. Take photos
of the president
I can't
and
hack
the
this.
deputy president.
He was like, the president, the State House,
Yeah,
this State House.
At 3 o'clock today, Mwav, are you playing?
So now, it didn't happen that day, but it happened now on Wednesday, the same week.
Wow.
But yeah, the power of photography to open doors.
Wow.
Because like I always wonder if I needed to speak to a president, like even Ruto now, I don't know whether to start with my MCA or my chief or who exactly I'd be able to talk to get an ear.
You have started from very far. I don't know whether we'll get an ear. Maybe even on social media it is better. Maybe if you send him a message on social media,
there's maybe even someone tweeting for him.
Yeah, of course there's someone tweeting for him, yes.
So
we'll get to Hussein.
Yeah. But because I had a camera, I was able those doors were open, all those security clearances were put
aside.
And I was able
to here was the man with a passion and a purpose. Yes. Conversation even.
Yes.
And have the shoot.
Yes.
And have the shoot. Stand like this. Imagine.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah. Even other presidents, Kagame, Obasanjo, in
Nigeria. Wow. We're sitting in the presence of greatness. We should not do even this is greatness. Wow.
So it's the power.
You've taken pictures of presidents.
Yes. I've been in the same room with presidents.
With them.
Yes.
Oh, Mwangi.
Yes. So
cameras
are very powerful tools. They open doors and they can also close doors because I've had doors shut because you have a camera, because you do not know umekuja kufanya nini hapa. There was actually a Christian event at Uhuru Park whereby they told me
the word Christian.
Yes. Umekuja kufanya nini hapa. Tunawajua nyinyi like so it's possible. Those can also be shut in your face because you have a camera. Every coin has two sides.
Has two sides.
Yeah. So,
but I think even what you're saying is it could be for you it was photography and that creativity aspect. But anybody out there with your gift, it actually brings that scripture that says that your gift to make room for you
and take it before kings.
It is something that can happen.
Yes.
But I love what Mwav has said. Trust the process.
Yes, trust the process.
Wow.
It's not overnight.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of mistakes you make, which I consider learning experiences. And many of the times you're not even sure about today, about this thing that I'm doing, this project that I'm doing, what will it actually lead to? Is there anything important in this? I was just at a Mrs. retreat taking photos for them because I could, because I had the opportunity to. But what that ended up being, and now even it ended up being a ministry of photography at Mavuno Church.
Yes.
Because now almost every single Mavuno church has a photography team.
Yeah.
And it all started by just, let me do this, let me use my camera for this.
That is so true.
So whatever small, it may be photography, it could be sports, it could be catering, it could be education. That seed that you're planting today, you do not know what it will be in the next year. or in the next 10 years.
Amen.
So just trust the process.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming. And we're not done. I think we have to invite you again. There are so many things we have not spoken about, but we thank God that this is a beginning. But we'll definitely invite you again.
Thank you.
And I'm so encouraged. I'm very encouraged. I'm encouraged for the evolution. I'm encouraged for always discerning and knowing what to do and trusting also that this is not for me, this is what is for me. I really love that as well. And being able to step out there and do all that you've done. I'm very proud of you. And today I forgot that I invited you to be Zizi. I'm very excited about that as well. I'm very grateful. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And what you do with excellence. Your excellence is at steroids level. And that is amazing.
Colossians 3:23. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord and not for man.
Amen.
So at the end of the day, God is the one who's my client.
Amen.
Yeah, He's the one who's signing the checks.
Wow.
So, because He owns and I manage.
Amazing. You see why you have to call you back? Now you see you can remove such statements at the end of the video. You have to come back. But thank you. And thank you for your wisdom.
Thank you for
Thank you for your grace. And thank you for sharing your talent with the world and with us.
Thank you.
So follow Mwarv on social media. You would learn a thing or two. God bless you guys.